Radhe Govind, my dear students, today we will discuss about routing. It is the process of choosing a path over which to send the packets from source to this destination from one network to another. Basically, in this process, we routers mainly choose the next hop via the packet can be sent to the destination by using some routing metrics like shortest path or the minimum delay path, etc. You can confuse it with bridging, but bridging occurs at layer 2 at the data link layer, but routing occurs at layer 3. So the distinction provides routing and bridging with the different information to use in process of moving information from source to destination. The routing algorithm is the part of the network layer software responsible for deciding which output line an incoming packet should be transmitted on. That means what should be the next immediate node for the packet. And for the routing, the metrics are used such as path, bandwidth, reliability, delay, current load on the path, etc. that is used by the routing algorithm to determine the optimal path to a destination. To aid the process of path determination, routing algorithm initialize and maintain routing table. These are nothing but the destination and next hop mapping, mainly in the form of tables, which tells the router that via which next node or which next router the next destination node can be achieved. So here is the example for that. If router 1 receives a packet D and the destination node is D, which is in the header of datagram for the packet D, then the R1 decides that how to reach destination D uh, and what is the next hop in that path. So for that there may be single path or there may be multi-path. So here in the routing table at R1 it is the multi-path routing table in which destination D can be approached via next hop R2 and R3 on the basis of matrix. When you go via R2, then this is the shortest path metric, and when you go via R3, this is the shortest delay metric in the path. Okay, so when packet to D reaches to the router R2, then it decides that it has the single path destination, a single path routing table in which the destination D is mapped to the next hop, that is a router which has router D which contains a destination, and it has the metric shortest path. Okay, so this is how the routing tables are maintained on each router to send the packet from one source to destination via the intermediate node having the information of next node for the optimal path. Uh, these tables are maintained by the routers by communicating with each other. Uh, so they transmit variety of control messages for updating the routing tables. Update message is one such message that generally consists of all or a portion of the routing table. By analyzing routing updates from all the other routers, a router can build a detailed picture of the network type topology. A link state advertisement is the another example of these type of control messages sent between routers, informs other routers of the state of the sender's link, that it is failed or it is weak link or strong link. So the link information also can be used to build a complete picture of network topology to enable routers to determine optimal routes to network destination. So the desirable properties of a router, not the router but the routing algorithms, are as follows: that correctness and simplicity, which means the packet are to be correctly delivered and routing algorithm should be simpler. And robustness defines the ability of the network to deliver packet via some route even in the face of failures. Stability, by changing conditions in the network, the algorithm should be stable and should converge the equilibrium fast, so the changes does not affect on the routing algorithm. Fairness and optimality, the routing algorithm must be fair enough to provide the route for the all packets. No packet should be starved, and the biased routing should not be there. And optimality means the routing algorithm must choose the optimal route from source to destination by using some metrics like bandwidth, delay, shortest path, etc. Efficiency, so the routing algorithm must um, have the minimum overhead in computing all these informations for the fairness, stability, optimality and correctness. So it must be efficient enough. So using these properties, the routing protocol design should have the following design parameters. First is the performance criteria. So the routing protocol must have the performance criteria with respect to number of hops, cost, delay, throughput, etc. Number of hops means the intermediate nodes to make the path from source to destination. And decision time, so the decision time to opt a path on the per packet basis, that is for datagram, and per session basis when virtual circuit is being used. And decision place may be each node. The decision may be taken at the each node or at the centralized level or at the source level, that which paths to be choose or what should be the routing algorithm or protocol to be choose. And network information source might be none, local or adjacent nodes, or nodes along route, intermediate nodes, all nodes. These may be the network information source from which control packets may be exchanged to acquire the complete picture of the network topology. A network information update timing, it may be continuously we can update the network picture, or in a periodic manner, or at the time of major load change, or at the time of topology change, the network topology information can be updated. And when we continuously update this information, then it incurs a high computational overhead. And when we do it periodically, then it is the average computational overhead. And whenever we do it event wise, like major load change or topology change, then less overhead incurs. So the routing algorithm can be classified static versus adaptive or dynamic. Then the administrator can statically or proactively choose routing algorithm, or then it is called static algorithm. And dynamic routing algorithm are those which adjust to the changing network circumstances by analyzing incoming routing update message. If message indicates that a network change has occurred, the routing software recalculates routes and send out new routing update messages. These messages permeated the network, stimulating routers to rerun their algorithm and change their routing tables accordingly. Single path versus multipath. We discussed it in the earlier example. And intra-domain versus inter-domain. So routing algorithm work only within domains and other work within and between domains. The nature of these two algorithms is different. It stands for a reason that an optimal intra-domain routing algorithm would not necessarily be an optimal inter-domain routing algorithm. And then the flat versus hierarchical routing algorithm. In a flat routing system, the routers are peers of all others. In a hierarchical routing system, some routers form what amounts to a routing backbone. So in a hierarchical routing system, some routers work as the backbone of the whole network. By using them, the lower in the hierarchy routers may use to send their packets from one level to another layer. So primary advantage of hierarchical routing is that it mimics the organization of most companies and therefore support their traffic patterns well. So because intra-domain routers need to know only about other router within their domain, their routing algorithm can be simplified, and depending on the routing algorithm being used, routing update traffic can be reduced accordingly. And next are the link state versus distant vector routing algorithm. So distance vector routing algorithm are like Bellman-Ford algorithm that we studied in the analysis and design of algorithms. So complete system information has been taken by all the routers in this, and the link state routing algorithm are shortest path first algorithms, which were also discussed in the algorithm subject. So today we end here, and after that we discuss some other routing algorithms and protocols in the next class. All the best, stay home and stay safe and keep learning.